The Clippers are just hanging on. Phoenix looking to close them out tonight. And, JWill, I know you got a big three from the Western Conference Finals. Who are they?
I do, Brian. This is my thing. All right, Pat, I see you playing number 3 already. Number 3. Look, Key said it before. I don't need to be Captain Obvious, but the Clippers are dead, man. And I give them a huge round of applause for how they've stood up not having Kawhi Leonard. I hope that some of this hate that keeps coming Paul George's way, even though he missed 2 critical free throws, but the guys had like 9 straight playoff games of 27 or more points. But when you look at the game they had the other night, it was a rock fight. And, Brian, I heard you say this before, but those are the kind of games you want the Clippers to find a way to win. But Chris Paul came on strong late. They found their rhythm, him and Devin Booker. I once again, I give the Clippers all the respect in the world. But to think that they're going to win 3 games in a row without Kawhi Leonard, that doesn't seem reasonable to me. Phoenix is going to close it out tonight here, and they're going to be waiting for the winner of the Atlanta Hawks, Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. Let's go number 2.
This is when you wait, Jay.
I know, but sometimes I have to give them cues. Number 2 again.
Number 2.
Number 2 again.
Number 2.
Damn it, that was number 2 pick in the draft. I can't run away from it, Key. CP3's legacy, man. I got to be honest with you guys. Sometimes throughout the playoffs, you find yourself rooting for particular players. Knowing what CP3 has been through his entire career, how it didn't work out in Clipper Nation, how it ultimately didn't work out in Houston, how he played past expectations in OKC, the fact that he's missed 11 days due to COVID. The first game he comes out, they lose. People start wondering about the rhythm of the game because the pace was a lot slower. Is this team better when Devin Booker has the ball in his hands the majority of the game? Seeing them find a way to win that game the other day in Game 4 and be up in this series 3-1 and have a chance to close it out, I find myself wanting CP3 to win a championship because I'm tired of people talking trash about CP3 all the time. The guy does everything you need him to do to win. He pushes you. DeAndre A. and Devin Booker both talk about it. They wouldn't be the men they were today on the court without the tutelage they have from CP3. I just want him to win one, Key. I want him to finally close the chapter, and he can ride off into the sunset whenever he chooses to be being a world champion.
And the great thing about that, Jay, is as I said it earlier, that I feel the same way you feel about CP3. He's done everything, checked all the boxes as an NBA player, both on and off the court. The one thing that's left is to win a world championship. And another guy who is not obviously part of the conversation, I'm making part of the conversation that I root for all the time is Anthony, because I think in the end I want to see Carmelo get his championship one day too.
Yeah.
Before too long.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Jay, I said this, I'm still surprised that Chris Paul didn't finish as high as second in the MVP voting.
I agree with you, man. I mean, to take this team from where they went last year, and I know they went 8-0 in the bubble, but obviously as we've seen, the bubble was a different kind of year, but it speaks volumes. All right, so with that being number 2, let's go to number 1.
Number 1.
All this little chatter around Kawhi Leonard going to another team needs to stop. It's not going to happen. Kawhi Leonard is going to stay a Clipper. Where do y'all want this man to go? He left the Spurs. The whole situation was not right for him medically. He won a world championship with the Toronto Raptors. He completed the full season. He got to go where he wanted to go. He got the coach he wanted to get. He got the new coach he wanted to get. He has an incredible owner, Steve Ballmer. Even during the game, chatter on social media, well, he's not sitting down with his team. I know it's a little bit awkward, but you don't know what kind of pre-arrangement Kawhi Leonard has with Steve Ballmer. Kawhi's just a different kind of guy. I mean, you even saw during the game where it says Kawhi's going crazy with joy. He was just sitting there. That's when the Clippers were making that crazy run back. And he didn't even have a facial expression that showed you he was happy. This dude just rolls differently, man. And plus, he got Paul George there. Kawhi Leonard is not going anywhere. That's how I feel about it. And listen to what Brian Windhorst had to say on ESPN Radio on Sunday.
He crawled over glass to get here. He said goodbye to 2 championship-winning teams. He told the Spurs he didn't want to be there. That was a championship team. Then he went to Toronto, had a title team that probably could have won another title had he stayed there. And he said, no, I'm pulling the ripcord on this, and I'm starting over in the place where I want to play. I just don't see, even though you have places like Miami or New York he could go, and I wouldn't even be surprised if if maybe he takes a meeting or something, but I just can't see him upending what he's got going. I think the tough thing for the Clippers will be how many years would he re-sign for? Does he give them 2 or does he give them 5? And what do they do to address the needs on the roster when they don't have any draft picks to trade and they've spent mostly all their free agent money?
Yeah, Jay, I don't see him going anywhere. Simple fact is, Paul George, he recruited, like you said, he brought in that. He got the coach essentially from, allegedly, he had Doc Rivers removed along with Paul George. And to leave again, what are you leaving for? Like, why would you leave? What's the point of leaving? Like, are you chasing happiness for another championship? Like, why are you leaving? It's almost like when I talk about the Brooklyn Nets. Why would these guys not sign back on in KD, Kyrie, and James Harden? Like, what, you going to run somewhere else again? Like, no, if they were traded somewhere, that's something else.
Right.
But in free agency to decide to leave again, it's just, you get 1 or 2, maybe even 3 shots at different teams. But when you start going to 4 and 5 teams, and now it's like, wait a minute, man. You put all this together, and then you're going to abandon the ship. That's when I take problem with it.
Well, you talked about social media, Jay. It was a buzz.
Well,
there were stories that said Kawhi Leonard not happy that the Clippers didn't really put out there how serious his knee injury is and kind of downplayed his knee injury. And then you saw all these Clipper fans say, oh, no, this is what happened at San Antonio. You know what happened when that happened? He wanted to get up out of there. But you're right. He didn't like when Montrezl Harrell was saying, hey, these guys are getting preferential treatment. Got him up out of there. He wanted a point guard that could get them into their offense so he wouldn't have to work as hard. They went and got Rajon Rondo. It's like, okay, so we done everything you want. Why would you leave now?